Hi, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me now. Tell me if you can or can't. Um, Apologies for that. I figured I would try to walk around outside and probably need to test that first, right? So one way or another, I wanted to go through den status, what's going on up here with remote work, and also community stuff. So um, if if everything is good, looks like we have good audio now. Um, I actually have some stuff coming to hopefully help me with setup as we work remote. Most everyone is remote most of the time at Dragonchain now, of course, more so even than we were already thinking. And we're trying not to go in and do much to contact with others unless it's necessary. Like, say, if there's a meeting with customer or partner, of course we're doing that. But I'm staying at home pretty much most of the time. The kids, we actually pulled them out of school before the county told us to. They already shut down all of the Seattle schools. I think UW, I think Bellevue College, and I just heard last night they're also shutting down the Bellevue schools for at least 2 weeks, potentially more. So that's all good, probably smart things to do. And like I said, we had already pulled the kids out, mostly not had them doing anything anyway. Not that they love that, but it's all good. And so then we can go to den status. And I guess before I say anything, mostly when you do go out, I'm kind of the one that has been, going when necessary to the grocery store and stuff. I mean, a lot of people are wearing masks. A lot of people are doing what they, should be doing, and staying far apart and not coughing and using soap, right? So wanted to talk about den status, and thank you for telling me the audio was off, because I would have just gone on forever not knowing. And let's see here. Den. So we're getting everything set up with CreatorWorks. We're getting some of the stuff put in place that they need. It's all going really well. Looks really nice. And as we add the features, they'll start pulling people in to den and to some of the toolkit that CreatorWorks is building on top of Dragonchain, on top of Den. That we do have a couple of features coming. I don't know when the release will be, but I know that the changes to the way that the stream shows, and to whether or not you can see the replies or just the posts. All of that should be in soon. There'll be a couple of improvements. The first rollout is just to get it in place. The second rollout will make it a little more sticky to your account, so you won't have to set it on every device, things like that. And we do have search coming. I know the backend's already built, and we have a couple of things that we're wanting to do with the way that the voting displays, because right now your voting is affected by how many other people have voted as well. That is, we don't just want people gaming the system by having friends just vote their stuff up. I mean, it's an obvious thing, but what we've done to counteract some of that is to basically make it so that the more people vote on a post, the more affected is the matter mining production from that. So that'll be in there really soon. Basically, to let people know how many people have voted on something alongside of how new the post is, because we want to incentivize people to come in and evaluate the content as early as possible. And the more likely something is trending, the more benefit it is for you to weigh in. So all of that's pretty neat, and hopefully that you'll start to see a few more of those features rolling out soon. I'm going to start talking to the guys about mobile. Of course, we've made one foray into that, and we held back to do some of the creator work stuff. So there's more to be done there. There's a lot going on with Den, and a lot that is exciting and cool, and seemingly like say all of the matter generation, everything else is working really well. We do have lore and lot coming as well. When those contracts go out, we will hopefully well, in the very least, we'll be able to run the layer creation process more in line with the vision instead of using energy. And we'll actually be able to produce lot. We'll be able to actually share ownership of layers more directly than we do right now. I think right now any shared ownership is all just even split, which is okay, but we do want to make it tokenized so that the matter generation in a certain layer is rewarding the various managers, owners, creators of that layer. So bunch of neat stuff happening there. We have also talked to the people at CreatorWorks about the potential that some of those creators, that content creators that come in from their customer set, will actually participate in the community layer creation process as well. So they can bring in more people, potentially make some pretty valuable communities that way, and let the ownership be shared amongst their community and amongst the general Den community. So it'll be pretty neat. Another thing that I talked about before I realized that my audio was off earlier was the board of how do I want to say this? It's basically a community board. It's a governance board for Den. That there will, of course, be a corporate board, but there will be officially, it's an advisory board, but it will be tasked with handling all of the algorithm changes, anything that the community would need to govern about Den itself, because we know that gaming will take place, and that governance board will help manage the algorithms, and the algorithms will be public, and this board will also decide what kind of notice is necessary for changes, things like that. So that'll be really powerful. And another piece is that when Den, and we have not everything signed, but most everything is out there ready to go, filed to establish the entity. But when it rolls out, we are holding aside a significant portion of the equity of the company as sweat equity for community members, where your participation, your engagement inside of Den will be evaluated based upon matter generation, of course, and that will be rewarded. And we don't have the details on the timing and everything else, but that will be rewarded with equity in the Den entity itself. So that's exciting. That's coming up. We'll have more information about that, and also the white paper. Hopefully, it will be out soon. We have it in draft form. Some people have weighed in, and we thank you for that. But there is a decent amount more to come out, and I was waiting on some formulas, and I think that we have everything in place. I just haven't had time to go in and edit and review it. So we'll probably put out a draft version at least next week, let's say. Hopefully it'll be this weekend or something, but I can at least commit to get something out next week. How about that? That's perfect. And then the last piece before I sign off was we wanted to start formalizing the recognition of community members, and so we'll probably do this monthly. There might be a better process for this later. Maybe we do something in Den for this, but for now, I'm going to be picking winners. It's like volunteer of the month, community member of the month, and this first month is bit by the coin, and it will come with some reward. So there will be something in dragons and probably merch or something like this. So we have to get that all set up, but we'll be in touch with Bit by the Coin, and she's just done so much, especially in the recent past, that we really do think that we need to start recognizing all of you people with what you're doing out there, especially with Eternal and with just helping us communicate what we need to communicate in a really positive way and a valuable way. So anyway, that's everything this week. Sorry, no AMA this week. I have a meeting coming up, and in fact, it's about scale. So hopefully that'll be good. And we'll talk to you soon. Okay. Thanks a bunch. Bye.